Well, hey there, it's John here, and I'm back in the Hands-On Discovery Center celebrating STEAM Week. All this week, we're going to be bringing you activities that you guys can try at home that focus on science, technology, engineering, arts, and, of course, mathematics. Today, we're going to start off this STEAM Week with an activity that you can do right in the kitchen. You're going to be using some household chemicals to grow beautiful, sparkling, almost diamond-looking crystals. Crystals are a solid form whose molecules have repeating patterns. They make up what is called a crystal lattice that repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. You can do this at home just by finding some normal chemicals, like, here, I have a box of borax, and you can actually find this, if you don't have it at home, you can find this at the grocery store in the laundry detergent aisle. And it looks kind of like, maybe it actually kind of looks like laundry detergent. It's a very fine powder, and it dissolves easily in water, but the really fun part is, once it falls out of that solution, it's going to form crystals. So the first step to making our crystals is to make a crystal-forming solution. Of course, we have our borax here. We also need some H2O, my favorite chemical, dihydrogen monoxide. And we're going to mix this up in solution in a little glass. Here we have our water, and we have roughly equal parts borax to water. Pour that in. Perfect. Going to stir that up nicely. You want a nice, clear solution. What? It's clumpy. There's a whole lot of borax just hanging out, not dissolved. That's because the water has already become saturated. Water, especially at room temperature, can only hold a specific amount of this solute, or the borax that we're pouring in. I said at room temperature because we can actually super saturate this solution, very alliterative, by taking our water and pouring it into a pot. This is where you'll want to grab, oh, look how clumpy that is. Grab an adult helper to take this to the stove and just start heating it up. After you heat it up to a nice simmer, will get you going, you'll notice that all the borax will start to dissolve. It'll disappear, become nice and clear again. That's when you can go back, start adding spoonfuls and spoonfuls and spoonfuls of more borax to make a super saturated solution. It's going to be like my motto for today. Once it does start getting cloudy again, that's when you know that you've reached the limit. You don't want to add too much. Turn off the heater and get ready to make your crystal structure base.
Part 2. Crystal Structure Base.
One great way to do that is to take a pipe cleaner, and you can fold these into any shape you want. This will actually be what we're growing the crystals on. You could make a heart or a smiley face. Here, I've actually made a little yellow star.
Hello.
Just bent it into a star-ish shape. And you'll want to loop a piece of string to suspend this in your glass, just like that. Perfect. Then you'll want to have something to hold up your crystal structure. So maybe grab a popsicle stick or like a fork and just loop that through the string there. Place it nicely so that it's not touching the walls, it's not touching the bottom of the glass. And you'll want to pour your crystal solution into the glass until the structure is fully submerged. Now, as the water starts to cool down again, all that extra borax in solution is going to start precipitating out or falling out of solution. And the easiest way for it to do that is to group up in that crystal lattice structure, forming beautiful, sparkly crystals. This one I made, actually I put it in the refrigerator to really start it chilling really quickly. And it has these very fine, very uniform crystals. You may want to grab like a microscope or a magnifying glass, really look at all those beautiful sparkling crystal forms. Borax works very well, but that's not the only crystal-forming substance you probably have in the kitchen. Salt is also a solid crystal form. And if you repeat the same process, start heating your water on the stove, add salt until you get that super saturated solution, you can do the exact same process and make really amazing, sparkly, almost cubic-looking salt structures. But wait, there's more. There's one more chemical that I'm sure you have at home, much more delicious, sugar. If you repeated this process with sugar, not only does it make a beautiful structure, but when you're done, you're going to have a delightful piece of homemade rock candy that is not only awesome and sciencey, but delicious. I'm gonna go off and enjoy the scientific treat that I've made today, but be sure to like this video, guys, and check back all throughout this week for some more STEAM activities. But I'm off to Crystal Rock. Bye, guys!